Thank you. I'd like to welcome you all here today as we celebrate a wonderful day for the town of Wakefield. And I really want to say it is my great honor to be here today and to once again welcome Lieutenant Governor Polito to Wakefield. And Lieutenant Governor is no stranger to Wakefield. She's been here many times. She supported us in many endeavors. And we're just thrilled to have you here today. And I'll have some more words to say at the end. But I want to talk a little bit, very briefly, about this grant. This grant is really going to help our grants, because we have to have two grants we're going to talk about today. The main grant, which is a grant to redo the water in this system, in this area of town, is really going to help all these neighborhoods around here with better pressure water. And we need that anyway, and this was in our capital plan. And it also has a future potential of us for development up at the head of the lake that is really going to help with housing, with commercial business, and really revitalize the lake area. So I do love that portion of this. None of which that we could not do without the partnership of the state. So thank you again, Lieutenant Governor. I want to tell you a little bit about how I heard about this grant. So I think those of us in government know that it's very hard to have a date night, and I'm sure that the Lieutenant Governor realizes that. She's got 5 million people in Massachusetts or more that may want her. I have 7-member board I report to, but another 28,000 that may want to. So, date night can be hard. So Friday night a few months ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago, got a call from a Boston number that I did not recognize. So I thought, well, maybe that's spam, what have you. Let it go, went into voicemail. And then someone left a message. So I checked the message as we're walking out the door. And it was Secretary Keneally saying, Steve, can you call me? I want to tell you about a grant. So I said to my wife, I have to make a call. Got that look. I know you get that look sometimes. Got that look and called the secretary back. And he told me about this wonderful opportunity and that a letter would be coming out for this $2 million grant for this area, plus the $50,000 planning grant, which is as important. So what I got to thinking was that Secretary Keneally calls me on my cell phone and the town of Wakefield gets $2 million. I'm going to give you my cell number, Lieutenant Governor. So if you call me, what could we get? So without further ado, please let me, I'm again very proud to introduce Lieutenant Governor Polito. Thank you.
That was great. Well done. Hopefully you can ditch those crutches soon. It is great to be here in Wakefield. It's great to see you in person. It's great to be at this wonderful venue. What a backdrop this is. And just to say thank you, let me just start by saying thank you to Steve, the council, members of your team. I see some of the DPW folks here. Just thank you for your incredible and hard work over the past 20 months when you got up every day to serve this community with the main mission of keeping the people of Wakefield safe. We are grateful for your public service. It was an extraordinary time. And as we come out of the pandemic, we look at great opportunities to even make this community better and stronger for the future. So it's great to be here. I'm also happy to see Senator Lewis. He's been a terrific partner in our work together. I know the legislature is working hard on figuring out how to deploy additional federal dollars, and we look forward to the final plan that you and your housemates come to decide before the Thanksgiving break. And I want to thank the council members for your service as well. So today, I'm joined by Juan Vega, who is part of the economic development team that reviews these applications. And let me just try to kind of give you a little bit of a preview of, or actually a review of how we restructured this program. As many of you know, I've done a lot of work as a former local official to understand how to make state government work better for the cities and towns. And back in 2019, Secretary Keneally and I and others traveled around the state with 9 listening sessions to figure that out. Talk to the business community, talk to local officials. How can we streamline the process around grants and making sure that you could identify as a community the resources that will help you achieve your goals? So we listened and we learned and we started what is now known as the one-stop application process. It's clearly that, one stop, with 10 essential economic development programs put into one. Kind of like what was done with MassWorks years ago. When there were too many programs, they put it into one program called MassWorks. Makes it much easier. And you don't have to wait for, when is the grant round opening? I wonder if I'll get it. If you don't get it, then you have to start all over again. One stop. It actually starts with an expression of interest. So asking communities to really think, as council members, as policymakers at the local level, what do we really need and want here in our community? And we got hundreds of expressions of interest from communities outlining their 5 top projects, their 5 priorities. And then we opened up this first time one-stop program. We received $303 million of requests to help communities achieve their goals. We could only award $88 million based upon the authorization that we have. And of the 88 million, 66 million are part of the MassWorks program. And the other are smaller programs that help communities plan and think about how to build your community, expand your downtown, create housing opportunities and workforce opportunities within your municipality and region. So that's a lot of work. And I explain it because we are doing this with communities and all throughout the Commonwealth, building stronger communities as a result. Coming out of the pandemic, I am concerned, and I know the senator and the governor share this. We have an incredible asset in our innovation economy, but at the same time, in order for it to continue to grow and expand, we need people with skills to be able to service the jobs that are growing here in our Commonwealth, from advanced manufacturing to life sciences to AI to robotics to life sciences, all these specialized industry sectors. But we also need people to not only have skills and be able to take up these jobs, but we need them to be able to afford to live in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is becoming out of reach for a lot of people. I think Wakefield, you've got a tradition like I know in my home area where next generations want to stay home. They want to be part of the community. They want to be close to family and friends and places that are familiar to them, but they want to be able to afford to live in their community or near it. The average home price is over $500,000 now for someone to buy a home in Massachusetts. That's not affordable. And if we don't accelerate the pace of developing properties in communities where communities want to see more housing, we will not keep up the pace, and it will become out of reach for a lot of people who either want to work here or want to live here, start their family here, and grow their life here. So this announcement today is an example of how we can partner with you. After you identify what you want in your community, you attract a private investor and you get it done. And today, a $3 million, $2 million MassWorks grant. Juan Vega almost had a heart attack. He almost had a heart attack.
Went up already.
$2 million. Going on, $2 million. $2 million MassWorks grant is unlocking the development of, just on this beautiful lake, for about 500 units of housing, which is incredible. And part of that will bring restaurant and other amenities to enhance the quality of life here in Wakefield. We're also awarding $50,000 for an urban development grant, and that will allow you to begin, which I think you already have, a master plan session where you engage the community and their ideas around housing and economic opportunities in your community. And once you have a plan, then you want to apply again to the one-stop program to see how we can further partner with you to help your plan become real in your community. So if we do this here in the 350 other communities, that's literally how we'll grow more housing, grow more opportunities, and make Massachusetts stronger and better from one end of the state to the other. So just thank you for being incredible partners. And as we come out of the pandemic, we get to double down on all of this stuff to make sure that Massachusetts continues to be that great place, especially at a time when people are learning how to work in different ways. You can work here and live somewhere else. We need to make sure that we're creating these great opportunities for people to live here that they can afford, because we want them to stay here in Massachusetts. We love this state, and we need to retain young people. We need to retain families. We need to make sure that people stay here in Massachusetts, but we clearly have to make it advantageous for them to do so. So congratulations to all of you. Why don't I present you with the $2 million MassWorks grant and the $50,000 master plan grant. Congratulations, Steve.
Thank you so much. I present you with my phone.
I got the cell phone.
And my cell phone.
Now you're in trouble.
Now I'm in trouble. Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. It's always a joy to have you here. Next, a few words from our chair of our town council, Julie Smith-Galvin. Thank you.
Steve, if I'd known you were going to be wobbling, we would have had another MC. So on behalf of the town council, and I'm here with Vice Chair Maureen Butt, Councilor Chines and Councilor Dombrowski, as well as you've already met, Steve, Senator Lewis, Senator Lewis's team, Director Conway and his team, who I didn't even recognize, all dressed up, and WCAT, who is our local access television, who comes out rain or shine for these kinds of things. So on behalf of all of us, we'd like to welcome you, Lieutenant Governor Polito, and thank you for your continued commitment to the cities and the towns of Massachusetts, particularly Wakefield. These state grants and MassWorks programs, we've been able to enhance our walkability and our streetscapes, create better experiences for our citizens, and invite guests to enjoy our arts, and today upgrading our drinking water delivery system to the whole area of our town. And as I tell everyone, 2 cents a gallon for the best water around in Wakefield. These enhancements improve the quality of life of our citizens and our guests, as well as help us spur new development in Wakefield in the area of housing and business. It's my pleasure to be here today, not only to participate in this announcement, but to celebrate our valued participation with the state. Thank you.
So we were going to hear from our whole entire state delegation, and I did get a text today from Donald Wong, and Representative Wong and Representative Kate Lipa-Garabedian are on the floor of the House right now putting in amendments to help Wakefield, getting us some more money for some other items. So I said, that's much more important, but I'll give you a plug. But we do have Senator Jason Lewis here, and he's going to say a few words as well. Senator Lewis.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of myself, as well as Representative Lipa-Garabedian and Representative Wong, we're delighted to welcome Lieutenant Governor Polito to Wakefield and to celebrate the receipt of this grant. This is a terrific example of a state and local partnership, and also a public-private partnership. So I really want to thank and congratulate everybody who's been involved at the local level and the state level in making this happen. As Steve said, my colleagues in the House are busy right now making decisions about the state's share of our American Rescue Plan Act funds. The state Senate is planning to debate the bill in 2 weeks, and hopefully very soon thereafter we will have a final bill on Governor Baker's desk, and that will provide additional funds for housing development, for climate resilience, for infrastructure. So it feels, like we are now coming out of this pandemic. We are investing in a strong recovery for our communities and our Commonwealth, and it's exciting. It's exciting to be part of it and to work on this together. So thank you again to the Lieutenant Governor for your leadership, and to the Governor and to my colleagues in municipal government, and to everybody for being part of this exciting day today. Thank you.
Okay, we are going to take some photos in a second, but I do want to thank our DPW crew who wiped the sleep out of their eyes after a very busy couple of days with the storm, and cleaned this up and put this all together for us on a moment's notice. So thank you, Joe. You got a great team, and they really do a great job for us. I also want to thank Senator Keneally's office and Juan Vega, who here from his office. We have found our interactions with Secretary Keneally's office invaluable, so really thank him for us. We've enjoyed meeting him and speaking with him, and he's given us some great advice. And I do want to especially thank the Lieutenant Governor, who's been to Wakefield many times. I think the first time I met her in person was when we did the community compact, and we signed that many years ago. But she's been back. She has sat out on our benches in Main Street and talked to constituents to get their ideas. During the pandemic, she hosted a lot of Zoom meetings with the municipalities to make sure we were getting what we needed and they were helping us. But it's great to see you back here today, even though it's cold. So thank you, and thank you everyone for being here. We will be available with the Lieutenant Governor for pictures. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you.